Secondary schools in the country will have to wait for at least 2 more weeks before receiving the remaining portion of capitation from the Ministry of Education. Education Principal Secretary Belio Kipsang says that the cash, which is 25% of the first term allocation, will be disbursed within the next 10 days. Kipsang at the same time announced a reduction in capitation funds per student from the current 22,000 shillings per student to 17,000 shillings per student, owing to the increase in the number of students in secondary schools.
With schools running almost grinding to a halt due to the delayed disbursement of capitation funds, Education Principal Secretary Belio Kipsang now says the funds will be sent to schools within 10 days.
We were discussing it with my colleague, and shortly we are releasing the remainder of 25% so that we can do 50% of term one.
Shortly could be how short? Yes.
We are
interested in this because we are part of this society.
We are hoping within the next 10 days we should have released the resources.
Kipsang says the 16.25 billion shillings accounts for 25% of the outstanding capitation funds owed to public secondary schools across the country. The funds will, however, be lower than what the schools expect, as the allocation per student has been reviewed downwards from 22,244 shillings to 17,000 shillings per child.
We had 3.2 million children in our secondary schools. Today, as of January, we have 4.2 million students in our secondary school, but the amount that's continued to be given is around between 64 and 65 billion. We can only divide that amount by the number of learners. The amount has gone down to today 17,000.
The Principal Secretary, who appeared before the Public Accounts Committee, was taken to task by MPs over the failure by the ministry to deal with the rogue school heads accused of charging parents extra levies.
I was with the principals the other day. I asked each one of them to come with their fee structures. And they are different. Same constituency. Each school has their own fee structure.
We can't have a country where one school is the same locality and they charge different rates. They are almost the same in terms of facilities and services they provide. It is not fair.
We've been working and trying to engage with our colleagues at the Teacher Service Commission so that we have a more firm way of dealing with principals and heads of schools who are working outside the government policies. We have done 14 bills that is coming to the House, and some of these bills will be trying to address how some of this enforcement can be done.
To streamline allocation of bursaries given by counties, which was riddled with cases of double allocation to some, while hundreds of students, most of whom deserving cases, were left out, Kipsang says they are working on modalities to streamline the process.
We have initiated reforms to establish Jomo Kenyatta Foundation as an agency for management and coordination of scholarship and social support activities in basic education. This will strengthen regulations of scholarship and bursary provision by, among others, objective targeting of deserving learners.
The Principal Secretary was at pains to explain how food ration destined for schools in Kisumu County was taken to Mandera and Wajir counties back in 2022, where some schools received an extra 10,000 bags of relief food, while others were left out.
Consultant services, that is 406.